This is Product Biz Made Easy, episode 15, and today we're talking all about wholesale. This is a question I get asked over and over by my clients. Am I ready to start selling wholesale? Now, wholesale is something that's near and dear to my heart because I was able to scale my own business to over $20 million a year in sales before I sold the company. So I am going to give you 8 tips or ask you 8 questions of things you need to do or know to be ready to start selling wholesale. So let's jump in.
Welcome to the Product Biz Made Easy podcast, where we help you scale your product-based business. Your award-winning host and serial entrepreneur, Becky J. Anderson, created an 8-figure product-based brand that was sold all over the world and in big box retail stores. Each week, she will be sharing sales strategies, marketing advice, or inspiring interviews to help you scale your product-based business. Now, on to the show.
Are you ready to start selling wholesale? This is a question I get asked all the time. How do I start selling wholesale? But wholesale is the quickest way to scale, and product-based business owners typically want to sell wholesale because of the size of the orders. So today we're going to talk all about wholesale, and I have 8 questions here that you need to ask yourself to see if you're ready to sell wholesale. So the first one is, do you have a product that has demand? Are you currently selling on Etsy or on your own website or on Amazon or even at events, and you're seeing a lot of demand for your product? If the answer to that is yes, that is the first step and you're on the right path. The second question is, do you have enough of an assortment of products that you could call it a program or a collection? When I first started wholesaling candles, I had a line of products that I called the home bake line. So all the candles in that assortment were home baked fragrances such as sugar cookie or blueberry muffin or peach cobbler or food-based things that were baked. So I had a cohesive line that fit together. So it was a collection for the retailers. And you're going to want to have a cohesive line because most retailers don't want to open up a new account with a vendor for just 1 or 2 items unless they're high ticket items. So make sure that you have a cohesive line of products. The third question is, do you have your product packaged in a way that they would be able to be displayed in a retail store? Are your labels correct? Are your labels professional looking? And do they have a way for the retailers to display? Do you have a point of purchase display? When I sold my home baked candle program, I had a little tabletop hutch that I supplied with the candles to the retailers. It was $25 for me to purchase that hutch, but what it did is it filled it up so it was a whole program for the retailer. So even though I paid $25 into it, I built the cost of that into my program. So for $299, the retailer could buy that little hutch full of candles. And they received the hutch and all the home baked candles to go with it. So I had a cohesive line with a display. So they had a way to display the candles. Now, you don't have to have a point of purchase display, but I found it was great for me for reorders because I looked at it like it was real estate in the retailer's store. And so they would want to keep it full because it was sitting there. And I tended to get more reorders from the retailers who had the display. So the next question, number 4, you want to ask yourself is, do you have enough margin in your products that you can afford to wholesale? So let's use the example of the candles again. Say you have a candle and it retails for $20. You have to be able to wholesale it for $10. So half of whatever it retails for. Now we need to make sure you have enough margin in that. So we need to determine your cost. When you reverse engineer from the wholesale, what is your cost? Because you've got to be able to do at least 2 times whatever your cost is to wholesale. So example, if it retails for 20 and it wholesales for 10, your cost should be no more than $5 because you need to at least double your money. Now, I like it to be 3x from your cost to wholesale. So in other words, for me, I would want it to be no more than $3.33 for my cost so I could 3x it to wholesale. The higher your margin, the better your business is going to do. You don't have to 3x, but I really like to see you be able to 3x from your cost to wholesale. But you've got to at least 2x it. And like I said, the more margin you have, the better your business is going to do. Question number 5, do you have the ability to produce all the products if a retailer orders your product? There's nothing worse than getting an order and not being able to deliver on that order. Can you manufacture or purchase the products quickly enough? The products that you would be selling to the retailers. So make sure that you can do that. Then question number 6, do you have the ability to ship your products? This is not a deal breaker because you can always get a fulfillment center to outsource the shipping for you, but you've got to be able to ship the products, whether you do it or whether you outsource it. So you've got to make sure if you're not going to do it, that you have found someone that you can outsource it to before you start selling wholesale. And then question number 7, are you willing to give retailers terms or net 30? And do you have the ability to finance their purchase orders? So with a new customer that just opens up an account, they typically don't have a problem giving you a credit card to pay for the credit or pay for the order up front. But the longer the customer is with you, they're going to expect net 30. In other words, they want to be able to have you ship the product and then they pay you in 30 days. You don't have to give net 30 until you've cleared the credit and you've checked and make sure that the customer is credit worthy. But if you don't offer that down the road as you start to build the customers, you will lose customers over it because that is an expectation that they have. And question number 8, do you have a line item sheet? You need to be able to give the retailer all the information that they need on one sheet. So a line sheet is a sales tool used by brands and designers to present their products to wholesale buyers. Line sheets usually include the product images and the appropriate information such as descriptions, the product descriptions, the color, the size options, and the wholesale price. They also have to have an item number on it, typically the size box it comes in. It's just a variety of different things, so you've got to have a line item sheet. So if you answered yes to all of those 8 questions, you are ready to start selling wholesale. Now, if you want more information on wholesale and selling, make sure that you go over to beckyjanderson.com and join my free resource center because there's lots of examples of catalogs and line item sheets and different things that you're going to need there. And then also while you're at it, go to Facebook and join our Facebook group, Product Biz Made Easy, where it's a group of like-minded entrepreneurs that are all selling physical products that are working together. So have a great day, guys. Thanks for listening.